And we're back. Good morning from the office, North Georgia's only live online morning show. I'm your host, BKP, and I'm here with my co-host this Monday morning, George McClellan. George, how are you?
Oh, I could not be better. Better than I deserve. Had a great weekend. It was calm. Got some tasks done after coming back from our trip. Some household chores. Blew the crap off this driveway and out of off my deck that had been falling there, and hey, we're getting back. Before we go on my next trip.
you gotta get everything back together so you can go on another trip.
Yes.
Before we get started in this hour, if you'd like to be a sponsor of our show, that is 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Also, if you'd like to get your advertising on our website, fetchernews.com, or a pre-recorded commercial, or we can make one for you, let us know and we'll get that on there. We want to thank Day Chevrolet, located in Jasper, down there on 515 Circuit World. Don't forget promotional codes Circuit World. Say FetcherNews.com sent you to Circuit World Shops at Sycamore Crossing, located in downtown Blue Ridge. The Vault is coming soon. Remember L&L Beanery I used to talk about every day? If you go by there, you see all the construction going on. The Vault, Nathan Fitz is remodeling that. I'm excited about there. We're going to be there on opening day. I think I'll deal with him, talk to him. I want to be there on opening day at the Vault. And Salon 84 Hair and Color at West Church Street in Jasper. Make your appointment today, 706-253-9876. That's Salon 84 Hair and Color, West Church Street, Jasper. Make your appointment today. Again, one more time, 706-253-9876. And Wednesday, Congressman Doug Collins will be here in the studio with us. He will be with us here. Congressman Doug Collins will be with us for an hour Wednesday in the studio from 8 to 9 o'clock. That's Wednesday morning. How are
You're
you?
almost blind, aren't you?
No, I'm not almost blind. I have four different...
Like the bottom of Coke bottles.
No, they're not the bottom of Coke bottles. Now listen, it's just Monday. You and I
Let's
get
started.
let's get going on something.
Let's get
You
the
know
show
what?
on the road.
Let me say something first, because I'm for sure you have a lot that you can cover. If you're in the media now, as the CEO of FetcherNews.com, I'm going to take this is an opinion show that I do, but FetcherNews.com, we do news. And you have a choice. Every reporter out there has a choice and media group on what they feel is news and what they feel they need to run with as a lead, okay? And what is information the citizens need. Now, we have gotten confused. Donald Trump has said, they say he's attacked the media. I'm with him on that, okay?
Absolutely.
Absolutely. But here's the thing that's bothering me as FetcherNews.com is our job here at this organization is to bring the citizens information, period.
I agree with that.
Period. That's our job. We write for nobody, or when we do our newscasts, we do that for the citizens, nobody else.
Good.
Donald Trump says Second Amendment and Hillary Clinton and major media outlets
Go berserk.
are running with that as lead stories. He says Obama created ISIS and Hillary Clinton is the MVP player or whatever of ISIS. They have chosen, now in the past, those are one-liners that have always been on campaign stumps. Always, right?
Yes.
Always
Agreed.
on campaign
Agreed.
stumps, right?
Sure. Right. I agree with that.
This year they've turned into the headline news. Not the Clinton Foundation and the corruption within the State Department, FBI, so on and so forth. That's not the news to them. It is the campaign bumper slogans that they're calling news.
Exactly right. And you used one word that is no longer applicable. The mainstream media does not have journalists. It has trained puppets coming out of these journalism schools, trained to speak the party line. And the party line right now is socialism. And that's why they're all upset. They're all upset, and that's why they're anti-Trump. They're going after Trump with a vengeance.
But George, they keep saying that Trump won't stay focused.
But he is focused. He's focused on his...
They are the ones that are focused on certain things, not Trump. So every time you hear out there, folks, that Donald Trump won't stay focused on message, no. The media is framing the message they want.
That's exactly it.
You with me?
Framing it precisely correct. I came up on my site this morning was the Washington Post. Of all places, in every headline was a negative headline.
Everyone.
Trump has Trump hit bottom, and there's a Latina female communication director of the GOP who has quit. Did Trump do it? It's just amazing what. But they won't talk about George Soros
No,
and his relationship with Hillary Clinton and Barack Obama.
no.
They do not talk about it, and I have put together a few words here. WikiLeaks happens to have done America a favor. A recent revolution concerning the DNC email hack exposes George Soros issuing orders to Hillary Clinton while she was Secretary of State. A follow-up investigation revealed that Clinton carried out Soros's instructions to the letter, and this is concerning picking an ambassador or a representative to the state of Albania. New evidence, courtesy of WikiLeaks, identifies one member of the shadow government, and that would be of Hillary's shadow government, and that would be George Soros. In the revealed email titled Unrest in Albania, and it's on the net, Soros instructs Secretary of State Clinton that, quote, two things need to be done urgently, end quote, and proceeds to order the Secretary of State to bring, quote, the full weight of the international community to bear on Prime Minister Bashir and appoint a senior European official as a mediator. He gave her three choices. She chose Miroslav Lajcik as the mediator. Puppet Master Soros also instructs the U.S. Secretary of State that the U.S. and European Union must work in complete harmony over this, revealing how far and wide his support, his puppet strings extend. We never hear that.
No, we do not, George, and I
You heard
appreciate.
it here for the first
I
time.
appreciate you bringing it up because what we hear is things like desperate RNC considers cutting Trump off. Now, the truth in the matter in all campaigns, after the first debate, the RNC will take a strategic look, and that is usually when polling starts coming in to where they start seeing targets of where they need to put money. Money targets start showing up after the first debate.
Let me ask you a question.
Now, they translate it into cutting Trump off. No, they're not going to cut Trump off. They're going to target spend after the first debate, and that will happen.
Do you think there will be a first debate?
Go with that. I mean, okay, go with that. Why? I do.
Hillary is so vulnerable, and she has a health issue, a serious
does.
health issue. When she gets cornered on a stage, little neurons in her brain start shutting down, and she turns into that silly thing that you see now on YouTube. No, there will be. I seriously doubt if a debate will come off where either she is not pictured as being attacked by Trump and she escapes because of medical problems, or it just doesn't happen at all. She is too vulnerable. She cannot.
Well, I will tell you
Trump.
this. I will tell you this. You're using, and I'm going to parallel with that with, when your defense attorney says to you, I don't think you should take the stand.
Well done.
Right?
That's an excellent metaphor. She should not take the stand. And she
I don't
won't.
think you should take the stand,
I don't think she
right?
will. I don't think she will.
And I'm not going to call you because I don't think you should. I think we're just going to have to defer and see what the jury says.
There we go.
You're writing that one this
I
afternoon.
love it. I love it.
I see the
love it.
wheels. Oh, I love spending an hour with this guy. But you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
That's what.
absolutely.
I think you could be onto that. She may not take the stand, and the jury and say her campaign say, let the American people make a decision. Let the jury make the decision at the ballot box. You may be right, because I have continued to say over and over and over that I don't think Hillary Clinton can stand on stage with Donald Trump.
She can't.
Uh-huh.
She can't.
Because let me tell you something, the media is taking him to task now because they're nervous. Because if he stands on the stage and looks over at her and says, you helped create ISIS, well, there will be no media to defend her, and then he could say, you're going to tell me that this was not
That's right.
not points that created ISIS, right? And there'll be no media to pull him back.
He'll bring up the Benghazi thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, so she's not going to go. It's not going to happen. Forget debates.
I tell you what, Georgia's got a strong one there, and he may be on to something. I'm your host, BKP. Good morning from the office. We're North Georgia's only live online morning show. I want to remind you that at 10 o'clock it's the Scott Farrell Show. Scott is on from 10 to 12, Monday through Friday. He is a behavioral expert, and you're going to want to stay tuned for that. He has a great show, a lot of great guests. Oscar Poole, want to say hello to him out in Seattle. You've been sending me some beautiful pictures. So thank you to our dear friend Oscar Poole out there. It's been sending me all those great pictures from Seattle. I'm your host, BKP. We're going to take a brief break and we're going to come back. George says no debates. What do you think? 706-889-9700 or chief@fetchernews.com. Lonnie, take us to break.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East Ellijay. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilbert County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The 50-50 sale is back at Schottenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Schottenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at SchottenkirkFordJasper.com.
El Rey in Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey in Ellijay.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium 1-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
And we're back. Good morning from the office. I'm your host, BKP, North Georgia's only live online morning show. If you'd like to be a sponsor of our show or get your advertising on Fetcher News, contact us today. That's chief@fetchernews.com or 706-889-9700. We want to thank Schottenkirk Ford. Schottenkirk Ford, 515 South. That's 515 southbound in Jasper. Clock Tower Gifts and Boutique, located in Jasper. The 1907 Restaurant, located off the square here in Ellijay. Go by there and have lunch. I think I'll do that. North Georgia Diamond, located in the East Ellijay Walmart Shopping Center. Don't forget, promotional code, FetcherNews.com. That's North Georgia Diamond, okay, located in the East Ellijay Walmart Shopping Center. And Ellijay Fitness, 379 River Street, Ellijay, 706-636-2348. That's Ellijay Fitness. Now, a couple programming notes before George and I get back. We have a lot going on this fall. We're really excited. We know you're still enjoying August, and it's still hot out there, but we have high school football coming up. So on Monday mornings this fall, there will be 10 shows. Monday night, Tuesday night, and Wednesday night at 7 o'clock will be live football shows with head coaches all through North Georgia and players. You don't want to miss that 30 minutes. We'll be doing those shows from Circuit World and Schottenkirk Ford live. That's at 7 o'clock. Be playing them throughout the week in the daytime. And also, Mondays, we will be moving Carlos Corner to Tuesday at 8:30. And every Monday morning when high school football season starts at 8:30 will be Monday morning quarterback. We'll have coaches calling in. Some of our sports writers from up in North Georgia will be calling in, discussing the Friday night game. So every Monday morning at 8:30 will be Monday morning quarterback here. So George,
that's me.
That's you.
I'm still here.
Are you the Monday morning quarterback right now? Hey, you made a good call on that. Let's go to Milwaukee because you know what? There's more emphasis put on the 4 swimmers that were held up at gunpoint in Rio. Like that is the most outrageous thing. Now, we don't want our athletes in Rio to be attacked, be robbed, but let's talk about the 4 people that were robbed at gunpoint in Chicago that can't swim. You know what I mean? I mean, this is national news. Rio, 4 swimmers were on their way back and they were robbed at gunpoint. Okay.
I don't recall him saying where they were robbed. Did they wander off into that village outside, or did they stay within the safety of the security that's provided for the Olympic venues? Good question. I think but in Milwaukee, Chicago, this article on what's happening in Milwaukee now, there is no security venue. The police had to call for shields because these people were throwing rocks at them.
Well, I guess Milwaukee brings back Donald Trump going to be able to say he's the law and order candidate? Interesting. Somebody needs to be.
Somebody needs to be, and somebody needs to say it. And he's saying it. Now, what does he mean? I don't know if he has a plan. There's only so many things you can do. You either go effectively eliminate those gangs that are doing this, or you just go in there and machine gun the whole thing. Well, that's not going to happen. But this problem has got to be solved. And we have a whole thousands and thousands of uneducated people
Yes.
who do not want to be educated, do not want to do anything that associates them with white society, which has been, and will attack. There are videos that I heard on the internet, people taking their little iPhone videos, they're attacking the white people. Attack the white people. Well, there it is. There it is. We are the enemy. If you're white, you're an enemy now because you got to protect yourself. It's coming.
The
It's
Milwaukee,
already
the Milwaukee Police Department has reported that the armed man whose death sparked rioting over the weekend in Milwaukee, Wisconsin, had a long police record and was even the subject of a case of witness intimidation. Now, you know, he had a gun, he pointed it. My understanding is they're debating releasing it now. The body cam of the officer that pulled the trigger, that he turned this young man and pointed a gun. We're finding out it actually had more rounds, so what would Hillary do to stop that, you know? It actually had more rounds in it of ammunition than the police officers were finding out. There was a day when a police officer said, freeze, you stopped.
Well, he probably did now. Listen, when you flee from a police confrontation and pull a gun out, you're a dead man.
That's it.
You're a dead man. Because that policeman, he's got a family at home. He don't want that guy killing him.
Right.
Now, you're a dead man. It's as simple as that.
Let me tell you something.
There's no argument. You know, bring out the video. It's going to come out anyway. What are they waiting for?
Let me tell you some points that the media, no matter what they do, cannot change. You cannot change facts. You cannot change that the inner cities from Milwaukee to Detroit to Gary, Indiana, to Chicago, to Ferguson, Missouri, that the inner cities are a disaster. The infrastructure is gone.
Leadership is
the
gone.
leadership is gone.
Which is why
the
there are
leadership
street
is
gangs out there.
democratic.
Which is why they're
And
street
you
gangs.
cannot change the fact that people know these are Democrat programs that have deteriorated this. Now, there was a time when people outside of that circle did not know all this was going on.
Yeah.
But guess what happened?
Ferguson.
We know out here. We know outside of Atlanta. We know outside of Milwaukee. We know. And we like to go to the ball game. Now, here's the lie that they tell. The government keeps telling us about the inner city regeneration programs that are going on where they're taking neighborhoods and revitalizing them. They are taking sections and cleaning them up and putting in townhouses and making it look like all the young people want to move downtown and revitalize the inner city. Not true. We live outside the inner city for a reason, okay? Because we want to go to the ball game, but we run in the car, go to the ball game, get in the car, and get back out.
That's it.
We want to go to the theater, so we run in. We want to go to the aquarium. We want to go to the things that are in the city. But we run in, we're nervous, we go, we get in the car, and we come back out, right? We know what's going on in these inner cities.
Yeah, we don't want to be there.
And no matter what they say out there, the media, they're not going to change the facts that the American people know it's a disaster. The inner cities are a disaster.
Yes.
If you live on the outskirts of Milwaukee today in a suburb and you want to go see who's the Brewers, the Milwaukee Brewers, the baseball team, you're going to shoot in, go to the ball game, and get back out. The looting. How come all these officers have to have their charges either found not guilty or so on and so forth in the Department of Justice? When are we going to go after these people?
It's coming. It's
When?
coming. It's coming. Day after tomorrow.
Look.
You know, I'll tell you what, it's not going to happen until Obama's out of office.
He
Because
created this.
I know he created it, but he's looking for the excuse to declare martial law.
When you look at Milwaukee, George, and you see armored cars, and you see armored vehicles going down through there, and the shields and things like that, and you see, and I love this. I said the video, I didn't find it. The guy's coming out of the store with a whole thing of groceries, got a box of Cheez-Its and everything.
He should be
You
dead.
see that video? He should be shot.
Right there on the sidewalk.
Yes, I said that. I
Yeah.
hate that. I hate
He
that I
should
said
be
that,
laying
but
there.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's stealing. They all should be, they burning things down.
Well, there are other laws apply. Riot, mayhem, yes, all apply. Then you break into somebody's store, you steal his private property. Oh, you know, they used to hang people for that.
George, according to the media, it's a disgrace and Donald Trump can't make it back and he can't bounce back from this dismal 2 weeks he's had because he said Obama was the creator of ISIS. Donald Trump, if you don't stand on the stage today and say Milwaukee, that President Obama, Eric Holder, Loretta Lynch, and the Democrats created the destruction, decay, and what's going on in the inner cities, then you're missing the boat, right?
Yep. You know, to that issue too, even today in the news, the National NAACP has come out against charter schools. And other people, including Democrats, are going berserk. Why would you do something like that? They're going berserk because they understand it's a leak of the understanding of the educational problem of the black communities. If they have none, it's not there. They don't want to be educated. And to find purpose in their lives, they form up in gangs. And it's the gangs that are in Milwaukee. That's just the facts. It's the way it is. You know, when I was on a highway patrol in the Watts riot in LA, 1965, you know what we had for protection? Shirt and a pistol and a shotgun. That was it. That was it. We didn't have shields. We didn't have any of that stuff.
Folks, we got a mess. We have inner cities with these young men that are not going to school. They're not going to school. No education. I'm serious. They're standing on, you look at the picture of this young man, they're going to say, well, I'm being judgmental. What does that make? This kid is all tattooed all the way through the neck, everything. He's all tattooed. He's holding a gun. He's a kid. They grow up on the streets. They have no family structure. And I'm going to tell you something you're not going to like. You ready for this? Because I'm getting ready to make a lot of people mad. Okay? What happens is they keep going in and out of court, and you do me a favor. You sit in one court. Go to a major city and you sit in one court where these guys are in and out of this court all day long. And you listen to defense attorneys say, well, Your Honor, according to IQ testing, my client is slightly mentally retarded. Check it. I can prove it. I have actually heard them do that.
I don't doubt it at all.
And that's their defense.
I've sat in courts before as,
you understand?
As an officer to give
because their IQ, because they can't.
If Obama had a son, he'd be just like that.
Thank you, George. We're going to take a break, come back, get George's final thoughts this morning. And don't forget the Scott Farrell Show at 10 o'clock. Monday through Friday, right after ours, Monday Morning Quarterback. Now, if you would like to broadcast on FYN TV, we want to increase our broadcast hours throughout today. If you'd like to do a show or you have an idea for a show, get in touch with me, BKP. Get in touch with me, Chief at FetcherNews.com. Take us a break there, Cole.
North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds. Come on in to view the area's largest selection of fine jewelry at North Georgia Diamond. All repairs and designs are done on site by our jewelers. And North Georgia Diamond has the lowest prices on loose diamonds. You can also sell your gold, silver, and coins at North Georgia Diamond between Walmart and Lowe's in East LJ. Locally owned by Bill and Allison Craig, North Georgia Diamond is your source for diamonds in North Georgia.
I'm Sheriff Dane Kirby, and I'll stand up for you.
I'm Stacy Nicholson, Sheriff of Gilmer County, and I will stand up for you.
Stand up and speak out. No matter how rich, cool, talented you believe yourself to be, how you treat people ultimately tells all. I am Allison Sosby, District Attorney, and I'll stand up for you.
While the best athletes gather to compete, the rest of us gather to eat. Pizza Hut's Big Flavor Dipper is here. Almost 2 feet of pizza with 4 flavorful dipping sauces. Big enough to feed the whole team for a small price, just $12.99. The Big Flavor Dipper Pizza, only at Pizza Hut.
What you gonna do with all that junk?
The 50-50 sale is back at Shattenkirk Ford. 50 trucks must go in the next 50 hours. Shop over 250 trucks in stock and starting as low as $79.95. And there's several more on the lot just like it. Yes, 50 trucks must go, and not just Fords. We have all the best makes and models. You have 50 hours to cash in on huge savings. Don't miss our 50-50 sales event at Shattenkirk Ford in Jasper. Online at ShattenkirkFordJasper.com.
El Rey and Ellijay.
El Rey Mexican Restaurant.
Family owned and operated, and a local favorite for families, parties, and meetings.
Great prices.
Friendly service and delicious Mexican cuisine.
Patio dining available.
Come sing in Carlos's Cantina every Friday 9 to 1.
Eat in or take away.
Same location for 14 years. Open 7 days at the corner of Maddox Drive and 515. North Georgia's favorite Mexican cuisine. El Rey and Ellijay.
The summer sell down is on at Days Chevrolet in Jasper. And if you like to save, the time is now. Get a brand new Chevy Malibu for just $19,700. Loaded Silverado Crew Cab LT, just $33,500. Or a new 2017 Equinox from just $23,700. Days has bonus savings on every new Chevy. But time is running out. Don't miss the summer sell down at Days Chevrolet in Jasper.
Better days ahead, Days Chevrolet.
Find new roads.
Introducing Pizza Hut's first $5 flavor menu. Just $5 each when you order 2 or more. Say yes to a medium one-topping pizza. Yes to Wing Street Wings. Yes to new stuffed garlic knots. And much more. It's easy to say yes to our first ever $5 flavor menu. Only at Pizza Hut.
I'm going to share with you part 2.
Are you yeah, I accidentally, it was my audio problem. Our audio problem. I apologize. It's our audio problem. We went to pause and I apologize. Go ahead,
Well,
George.
anyway, last week I read my essay, Islam, It's Time to Take Action, Part 1. I'm going to do Part 2 today, and the reason I did it was enough to say that it required 2 sheets of paper instead of 1. I do write them as short takes. Islam, It's Time to Take Action, Part 2. Where does America really stand in this relation with Islam. We already know where Obama stands. It's with the Muslims. He has said so many times. He denies that the decades-long assault of Middle Eastern terrorism has anything to do with the religion of peace. Europe is finding out how wrong that assessment is. It may be too late, but as I said in my previous essay, some European countries are taking action to resolve that problem. New information has just surfaced this week and reported in the New York Times of all sources, reporting that a secretive branch of ISIS has already built a global network of killers and has already dispersed them throughout the world. For example, and I'm quoting, believing he was answering a holy call, Harry Sarfo left his home in the working class city of Bremen, Germany, last year and drove for 4 straight days to reach the territory controlled by the Islamic State in Syria. He barely had time to settle in before members of the Islamic State's Secret Service, wearing masks over their faces, came to inform him that his German friend, that they no longer wanted Europeans to come to Syria. Where they were really needed was back home to help carry out that group's plan of waging terrorism across the globe. He was speaking openly about the situation, saying that they have loads of people living in European countries and waiting for commands to attack the European people. Mr. Sarfo recounted on Monday, and this was to the German police, in an interview also with the New York Times, conducted in English, inside the maximum security prison near Bremen, and he said, and that was before Brussels' attack, even before the Paris attacks. The masked men explained that although the group was well set up in some European countries, it needed more attackers in Germany and Britain in particular. They said, would you mind to go back to Germany because that's where we need you at the moment? And they always said they wanted to have something that is occurring at the same time. They wanted to have loads of attacks at the same time in England and Germany and France. So that's from the New York Times. So the question is, have they avoided America? I don't think so. The rising body count here is proof enough that inexpensive lone wolf operations perpetrated by the online trained Muslim youths in San Bernardino, a family, is just beginning. We are our own worst enemy because of our government's backdoor investment to ISIS-controlled countries. A partial solution, of course, is to root out contributors to political candidates like Hillary and the media that don't tell the truth by working against our national interests and expose them for their un-Americanism by making them as radioactive as the Ku Klux Klan. Properly applied boycotts do work. Where does the danger for us lie? In Obama's government, of course. He has installed the enemy in the Department of Homeland Security ranks as employees, security screening in federal employees in sensitive positions like Homeland Security, who do not currently undergo security clearance investigations, is a must. Full security inquiries of those in elected office, including their staffs, is also a must. Did you know that 72 employees in the Department of Homeland Security are on the terror watch list? Bet you didn't know that. They can't even fly. What is to be done about that? For a start, let's elect Trump. Remember, freedom is the goal. The Constitution is the way. Now go get him.
Thank you, George. I appreciate it. We apologize. We pause our mics during the break, and we didn't turn them back on the green. So we're sorry we started out that segment without some audio there for about a minute. But I was telling George before we got our audio back up, Bill Clinton has said to the FBI, BS. The FBI is full of BS. Now, this is a guy that they're looking at, George. This is a guy that they're looking at. If Hillary Clinton, God forbid, I said that, God forbid, right? If Hillary Clinton was elected president of the United States, this is a guy that they are looking at how to keep him away from female staffers.
Shocking.
Yes.
Shocking.
That is what we would have to do, is work a plan. They would have to put a plan in place so that Bill Clinton would not be around female staffers in the White House. Okay? Just saying, folks. You need to pay attention to that. I'm your host, BKP. Kasim Reed rips into Georgia Republicans who won't denounce Donald Trump. This is the mayor of Atlanta, Kasim Reed, and we all know he has aspirations to go further in the state of Georgia, maybe run for governor. On Friday, the Reverend Raphael Warnock of Ebenezer Baptist Church called on U.S. Senator Johnny Isakson to disavow his party's nominee. Okay, Kasim Reed is out there saying that they need to disavow, he is the mayor of Atlanta, they need to disavow Donald Trump. Folks, Trump is going to win Georgia, period. Georgia's not in play, okay? Not in play. I want to congratulate all of the athletes down there in Rio that's representing the United States of America. I've not heard any scandals thus far. I've not heard anything really bad. Sometimes young people do things they shouldn't, but I've not really heard anything. And I want to congratulate the team, the 4 swimmers that combined to get a gold medal Saturday night. I really enjoyed that event. I forget the name of it, but watching Michael Phelps get yet another gold medal. And what did Trump say? We're going to win so much, you can't stand it anymore. Just so much, right?
That's true.
So that is actually winning, right?
You know what the big problem is? Those kids aren't going to be able to pay the taxes on those gold medals. The IRS is going to snatch from them. They're all going to be plunged into penury. God, yes.
That's an interesting take. But we do know our inner cities are, you have seen more news. Now, it took till I watch Morning Joe Scarborough, okay, the Judas of the Republican Party. Yes, he is. He's Judas. He's not a Republican. Every time Joe Scarborough says, my Republican Party, no. There was 12 disciples and one sold everybody out. Okay.
Oh, that would also apply to Chief Justice Roberts of the Supreme Court, the Chief Judas.
Yes. So Judas, Joe Scarborough is not your Republican Party, but Judas Scarborough out there. It took till I watched from 6 to 7 o'clock. It took till 6:30, the first half hour, George, to get to Hillary Clinton's pay to play. Now, I watched Mike Pence this weekend. I don't know if you did got a chance to watch him with Chris Wallace.
Chris Wallace, yeah.
He did an outstanding job. I just want to point out a couple words that they like to use on these morning shows, okay? Here's one. Fox News Sunday. First of all, Pence is everybody attacks Donald Trump that will he be the person he says he is. Mike Pence is probably the most pro-life candidate any presidential candidate could pick. Vice presidential candidate, right?
So what's the question?
Well, I mean, the attacks on him, okay?
On Pence or Trump?
On Trump, all the time, will he keep his word? His actions are a lot better than his words. If you're out there saying, well, mommy, he was mean to me. Donald Trump's actions are far surpass what his words say. You know what I'm saying? His actions, he picked them. But I want to say, let's see. Folks, there's a difference in a child care deduction and a child care tax credit. And I'll tell you what the difference is. Okay, you're going to hear that in the economic plan. Donald Trump wants a child care deduction. Okay, Hillary Clinton wants a child care tax credit. What's the difference? You cannot deduct something from something you don't earn.
That's right. Or have.
Right. You cannot deduct something from something you don't earn.
Like making other children.
Well, yes, but you have to go and do your taxes and say, I made X, and then you have a deduction. Mm-hmm. A credit, you don't even have to work.
you don't have to work. That's
Right.
exactly right.
So you could be on welfare, have 6 kids, and get 3 more tax credits.
That's it.
And actually go over and file your taxes and continue to get money back if it's a tax credit. Be careful with deduction and tax credit. And they're going to try to tell you they want you to have a child care tax credit, not child care deductions. Donald Trump. Okay? There was one thing, the Sunday show, they went on there, Claire McCaskill, I can't stand Claire McCaskill. They went after Claire McCaskill on the pay to play, okay? She went off on Judicial Watch as a right wing. If you are actually telling the truth in the media, you're a right wing conspiracy theorist, right?
Yes, that's
if you're
right.
telling the truth.
Yep. Others should, people who are right wingers should identify the left wing as Marxist, the Marxist left wing.
Leon
They just keep
Panetta was
banging that
out,
home.
Claire McCaskill was out, and you know what they were saying? There's no evidence. They're not finding any evidence. No evidence, okay? The foundation is doing charitable work, Claire McCaskill said. But there was one thing here when Martha Raddatz, Claire McCaskill said Trump and his best buddy Putin is the creator of ISIS. I knew she was mad when she said that. She said, Trump and his best buddy Putin. Now, ABC, Trump is on the ropes. This is what they started out. ABC, Martha Raddatz. Trump is on the ropes. An off week. The Never Trump found their man. ABC interviewed the guy from Utah, I forget his name, that's running as an independent. Brought him on the show. Brought him on the show, okay?
I don't even remember his name. I heard him once, but he should have thrown his hat in the ring a long time ago when he was still unknown.
Folks, it's 9:49. George and I are going to have to get out of here. It's time for the Scott Farrell Show at 10 o'clock. Before we leave, don't forget I'll be back at 8 o'clock tomorrow morning. And I'm going to start part 2 at 8 o'clock right in the morning. I'm going to start part 2 in my series. Remember, we said who lit that candle today. And we know who lit that candle. We're going to talk about the subpoena. We're going to go a little further on that. The FBI investigation, possibly investigating this. And a little more on why we can't find the cash checks. And can the judge pay the legal fees of Rhonda Stubblefield, the court reporter? Stay tuned tomorrow morning, part 2 on who lit this candle. We'll get a little deeper into that. And maybe Harry Doss's JQC investigation of his own. I'm your host, BKP. We will see you tomorrow,
Bye.
8 a.m. You'll be here tomorrow?
I'll be here tomorrow.
You'll be, all right.
Yeah.
Carla said it was about time you got back.
Well, I was back last week, wasn't I?
That's right. Yeah, you were.
She missed a week.
She missed a week. That's her fault.
She missed a week. It's her fault.
Okay. Let's go. Out of here.